Wow.
But it was crazy because, y'all had been a group for a few months by the time I met. Why is my southern accent coming out all of a sudden? What am I drinking?
Because we've said, first of all, because we've said Mississippi
I think
about
so.
4 times.
I'm just like going back to 1995. But we had known each other for maybe 4 weeks before we did our showcase. A full-on showcase for all the labels. So, I mean, that was just insane to me.
Was there a bidding war?
No.
No. We got told no by everybody.
Everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody.
So RCA didn't sign you?
Nobody wanted us.
No
They
one.
were, so the feedback that was shared with us, there's a lot of like hail to the gnaw.
Yeah.
But then the polite feedback was, look, it's not going to work. No one's going to believe the 5 white guy thing again. It's like, we're in R&B land now.
Right.
It's like no one's gonna swallow this pill. No one's gonna believe it in America. And that's literally what every American label said. And so then that's when we had to change strategies and start pitching overseas.
Yeah.
And that's why we ended up signing overseas.
And New Kids was the only thing we had an example of in America. And
where was Backstreet at this point?
They were in Europe.
They're in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were a year before us. And, and I think that's why Lou saw their success was really starting to go crazy in Germany. And they were following the steps of Take That and all these other boy bands, which we never even heard that word before. Like, what is a boy band?
Right.
So we look over
Boyzone.
There's 50 of them over at this point, and they're huge. All of them are huge. Take That breaks up. And that's when we get signed to Germany, to Munich. And they needed to replace them immediately because when Take That kind of broke up, the fans went kind of nuts. And a lot of them started committing suicide and things like that. So the label was very distraught and said, okay, we need someone to replace them right now at the label to give these fans something to latch on to. And that's why, just because of that opening, they signed us immediately.
Did you have to base in Germany for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of you?
Yeah. We were there for
How
a couple
was
of
that?
years.
Like for you guys and for your families and...
For me, it was
kids.
an adventure. I'm just like, look.
Where did they put you guys up? And
We were in hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because we were traveling Germany, Austria, Switzerland. That was our territory. So
Right.
we weren't in one place more than 2 days
Gotcha.
for a couple of years. Yeah, it was nuts.
What
But
were you
no,
gonna say?
I loved it.
It's just funny how you hear it from a different perspective, by the way. You're just kind of like, yeah.
But it's, I'm I guess 17 at that point, straight from Mississippi, never traveled the world, been on maybe 2 flights in my life. So now I'm here living in Munich, Germany.
Did any of you guys have family that would come and stay?
Yeah, well, my mom and Justin's mom lived with us because we were underage. So they had to be on the road with us. But we were so new that we didn't have, the bells and whistles and the record label really helping us out. It was our moms that really were our
Did they
tour
get along,
managers.
your 2 moms?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Can you imagine if they
Southern
hated
ladies,
each other?
that would have been
Would have been amazing.
But they
Would have been hectic.
they were in charge of getting us to the venue, washing our clothes.
Yeah. Right.
We weren't supported then. We were a very brand new group, and of course, Backstreet Boys were the other artists on the label too, so they were getting all the good stuff, and we were just kind of getting the peanuts. But it bonded us so much at that time. I loved those years. Loved it.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
Oh my
There is
gosh.
something right about the climb. There's something about the journey.
And just
it's so
every
much
day
more
You
interesting than
build a
destination.
camaraderie, and you also build that attitude of it's us against the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's motivating. You're like,
So how long would you say it was from formation to when you guys looked at each other and went, we're the shit?
I don't know if that ever happened. I mean, it was weird because I feel like it was 2 different careers. We started off,
Because you were already massively successful in
Europe, but nothing in America. So, we started in Orlando. It took us a year to even get noticed. So there was a lot of those times within the year, like, is this going to happen? Like, what do I do? Do I go back to high school and come back on the weekends? Like, I don't know what's happening, but it didn't seem like anything was moving at all. And that, I know a year sounds so short, but in a 16-year-old mind, it was long.
Sure.
So I didn't know exactly what to do because, do we go to college? I mean, this is a very pivotal point.
If things hadn't clicked in America, wouldn't you have just continued to ride that out in Europe?
I mean, probably, because we got over there and it was an overnight sensation.
Yeah.
We were on the covers of magazines before we even
So you could have
released
probably
anything.
kept that going for a while.
And no one gets to experience that. I mean, it felt like the Beatles immediately, but it also didn't seem real because we didn't know the radio stations and the TV shows we were doing. It was
But
in
you
a
didn't
different
have a perspective.
language, no perspective. So we come back to America on our days off and they're like, who? I'm like, I swear we're big over there. I swear, like, sure. You know, and it lasted for a couple
Number
of
one
years.
in Austria.
I mean, yeah. And then we finally, come to America. I think, were we in Turkey or Hungary maybe is where RCA finally saw us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so finally, I think it was Vince. Vince was there and he's like, guys, I love this. I want to sign you to RCA. I'm like, what? America? You're going to bring us to America? And we're thinking, okay, could it be as great as Europe? And they immediately accept us. Oh no, did not happen that way. It was a very slow roll in America, which is what normal artists would experience. So it was fun to be able to experience two types of launches.
Yeah.
One where just what is going on? I can't believe we're overnight sensations to, okay, we had to work for it here. No one's just going to give it to us.
There's something about that I think is probably good.
It's interesting though, again, just when you speak about the territories, even though all of these different places speak all these different languages or something, you can cover a lot of ground in a way over there and a lot faster. So that's also what I think was the whole, we live in the communication age now, or whatever you want to call it, the social media age, where people have access to everything 24/7 now. But back then it was just kind of like, it took forever to promote anything in the States because it's just that big. You know, it just takes forever to get from A to B to C to tell people about
You had to go to it's like every radio station you had to visit. And this country's big.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah.
Now I can just go on social media and be like, here you go. Now you heard the song.
And you can break in parts. Back then you could break in parts of the country and not in others.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could have hit and be like really sell out venues all over the South and be dead in the
Some of the early
Northeast.
success for us was in Texas, believe it or not. It was just kind of like, it started to kind of work there first. We noticed it, at least I noticed it there
Texas
first.
then New York. That was kind of like the
Right.